Hi everybody, welcome to the 6th episode of my CreaLienDesign podcast. It's been a little while, like almost a year since I made my last episode. It was, as I said back then, I thought it was gonna be a weekly thing, but I'm really not good to sticking to things that are supposed to go every week or every month or no, it's just I need to do it when I feel like it. And at some point I just didn't feel like making a podcast anymore, especially not weekly. So I stopped with the weekly thing, and basically I stopped at all. But the last few days I felt like I needed to do this again because it was so much fun and I have so much to show you. So before I start, my name is Eline, in case you forgot, and I am CreaLienDesign on Etsy and Instagram and on Ravelry. I used to make this podcast about spinning and knitting. Well, it still is about spinning and knitting, but I have so much knitting to show you. I haven't been spinning a lot lately, so it's mainly knitting. Because all the things I did spin, they are or gifted or are being used in a project, in gift knitting project, so I can show you those. So there's not much to show you for spinning. I do have some hand-dyed yarns that I want to show you, but let's start with the knitting because I really have a lot to show you. You have seen most of it probably on my Instagram account if you follow me there. Oh yes, and of course in a year it has been my birthday once, but it was in last October and I got some amazing gifts. Let's start with that because I got from the mother of my boyfriend. She's also a knitter, and I gave her for her birthday one of my skeins of handspun yarns. And for my birthday, she made me this. It's a lovely felt purse. She knitted it and then she felted it, and it's really nice and sturdy. And it has a nice rainbow button. And it's just perfect for carrying small things when I'm going on a little walk. Oh, and it's already covered in cat hair, of course. It's perfect. I love it. It's a handmade gift, and handmade is always good. I love handmade things, but it's really usable, and I really like it. So yeah, that was a really nice and good gift. And my boyfriend also gave me yarn related, yarn actually, gift, and I suspected he would give me yarn, but in the summer we've been to Stephen and Penelope's store in Amsterdam, and after that, not long after that, he knew what he was gonna give me for my birthday. So I thought, well, it's some wool from Stephen and Penelope, of course. But it wasn't. I was totally wrong. And he gave me such an amazing gift. Let me show you. He gave me Angora yarn from the Angora rabbits, bunnies. And it's beautiful and so soft. My boyfriend is German. And he ordered the yarn from, oh crap, my phone. I'm sorry. So, I'm sorry for the interruption. It was some energy company that wanted me to change company. No, I'm not interested. So, here I am again. I was telling you about the Angora yarn, which I got for my birthday from my boyfriend. One is in a project. I'm going to show you that later because I got 3 skeins, 3 yarn balls, in natural colors. They are in white, which is in the project, that I'm going to show you later. One is gray and one is beige, and they are absolutely gorgeous. They are, I believe, 80% Angora and 20% wool. I believe it was merino, super fine merino wool, and it's all produced in Germany. The Angoras, they are from on their own small little farm, and they are taken well care of. And the yarn is processed in a local spinnery, so it's really amazing yarn. Look, I'm gonna show you. So these are the beige and the gray color, and look how fluffy they are, and they are so beautiful. They have a lovely halo, and they are semi-solids. It's not like they're beige or gray because of they're mixed with the merino. Because of that, they have also some white in it, and it's so beautiful. Look, this is it's a fingering weight yarn, 50 grams in 210 meters, and the label is so cute. It's from Seidehase. They have it's German. They have a website, but they are also on Etsy. It's the limited yarn edition, and look at those bunnies. Oh, those are the bunnies the yarn comes from, and it's the pictures are so cute. Look. I think that one has the same pictures. Yes, those are the same. So that was such a great gift, and so soft. Oh, yeah, I was really impressed because he really made a good choice. I'm quite picky about yarns, and I had a friend who she recently told me she has been on vacation and with her mom, and her mom told her when they were there, oh, that's something you should buy for Eline. And then she was like, no, I don't dare to buy Eline anything because she's so picky. So yeah, my boyfriend really did the right thing. So that was another gift. And I'm gonna show you the white later, but it's the same, but it was twice the amount, and it was because my boyfriend had ordered it, and it took a very long time, and they forgot about his order, and because of that, the present was too late for my birthday, and but they have a great customer service, and he ordered 50 grams of each color, also from the white, and because of that they forgot my boyfriend's order, they doubled the amount of the white, so I got 100 grams of the white, which is, I think that's fabulous customer service. And of course I love extra yarn, and especially this yarn. It's so soft, it's so incredibly soft, you won't believe it. It's like touching clouds or something. Okay, let's move on to the next thing because I have so much more to show you. What I did finish in the summer, actually, the hair. Ugh, hair in my mouth. Anyway, it's this hat. The beeswax hat by Amy van der Laar, which looks quite complicated, but it really isn't. The pattern is really easy to follow, and the stitches, it looks like you have to do a lot of things with cables and stuff like that, but you cable without a cable needle because they are just one stitch in front of the other, and she explains how to do it, and it's really easy. And it looks very complicated, but it's really just a small pattern repeat from a few rows that you need to repeat, and it's really easy. The only thing I recommend is because the pattern says to knit with 120 stitches in the round on 4mm needles. Well, I don't have a big head, I have a pretty small head actually, and that that was way too much for me. I only need around 100 stitches in the round, so I, instead of on 4mm needles, I knitted them on 3.5, but it's still quite big. But oh, and I added a long piece of ribbing, long bit of ribbing, because, well, I like to be able to flip it over and keep my ears extra nice and toasty. And it's, I love it. I know this color doesn't look well on me, but it's a yarn. It's called Angoretta. It's from Katia. It has nothing to do with Angora. It's 100% acrylic, but it's just because of the way it looks, because it's fluffy and soft, and I think that's why they call it Angoretta. I've had this yarn in my stash for ages, and the yarn is really old. It's a yarn that, well, my grandmother and my great grandmother were knitters, and they were the ones that taught me how to knit, actually, and that made me passionate about knitting. But they had a neighbor who also knitted a lot, and years ago that neighbor passed away, and my grandmother and great grandmother inherited all her stash yarn, which was already pretty old at that time. And when my grandmother passed away, or when my great grandmother passed away, or maybe just somewhere in between, at some point I got this yarn from them that they got from their neighbor. And so I don't know how old it is. Maybe 20 years? Could easily be 20 years. It could be more. I don't know. It could be a little less. I don't know. But it's old, but it's still good. So, and I really like the color. It doesn't look good on me, but I like the color, and it's my new favorite hat because it's so nice and warm. And yeah, the Beeswax hat by Amy van der Laar. And then something else I finished. It's this shawl. It's the Cladonia shawl. You can find it on Ravelry, Cladonia. And I knitted it in, the colored yarn is Rico Creative Reflection. Yeah, Rico Creative Reflection. I don't recall the colorway name, but I don't know. And the white yarn with sparkles, also sparkles, lots of sparkles. Look, the sparkles. The white yarn is Scheepjes Invicta Glamour, and they are both wool yarns in fingering weight. I started this shawl years and years ago. I don't remember when. I have it somewhere in my Ravelry that says when I started knitting it. It's the Cladonia shawl, but the Cladonia has a lace part that I really didn't like. Not anymore, not when I finally managed to finish it. I wasn't into that lace part anymore, but I'm always very much into the leaves, so I changed it and made a leaves border instead and a little eyelet row. And I think that looks really cute, but it's finished and blocks and I wear it, but well, let me put it on, because when I wear it, you can see something that I want to tell you, because if I put it on, it's really short. You see, it's super short, and I like a shawl that I like. Now I would tuck it in my coat, and it would be like this, and the leaves won't be visible, and it's really tight and close around my neck, and I don't have anything dangling here because it's just too small. So I'm thinking of undoing the leaves part and undoing the eyelets and just making it bigger, But for now, I'm leaving it as it is because I have so many projects already, and I do wear it because I love the colors and, well, I love the shell, but it's just too small. So I need to make it bigger at some point. I still have some leftover yarn, so I can make it easily. So I can easily make it bigger, and I still know what yarn I put in my Ravelry in my projects page which needles I used. So, but look how pretty it is. It really is pretty. It's so sad that it's not big enough. Okay, so then I'm gonna show you some hand-dyed yarns because, well, I like dyeing from time to time. Dyeing yarns, not dyeing myself, of course, haha. And I dyed some, and I'm pretty excited about them. Some were dyed only yesterday, so they're still wet, but I'm gonna show you anyway. And I have a question for you about it later when I show them to you. Okay, so I've these that are already dry. Well, this one, it's really pretty. I did this one a long time ago for a project for the how is that sweater called? Wait, I have it here. Oh, for my breathing space sweater that I'll talk to you about later a little bit. Because, well, I talk to you about it later, but I dyed two of these and it's really pretty. You can see the intensity of the color really, but it's quite saturated actually, but you cannot really see that. And it got some speckles and it's really cute. It's pink with yellow and look, there are all kind of speckles on the inside and on the outside. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I still love this so much. It's so pretty. Ooh. Okay, but I'll talk to you about this one later because it's with that project. Oh, I'm gonna. Are you ready for listening to me for like ages in a row? No, I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm not gonna hurt you like that. So I dyed some other yarns. Oh, and they are all singles, all merino singles. I just love merino singles. They are these three. They are already dry. They are really nice together. They would make a perfect fade. But the ones I dyed yesterday, they are even more, oh, so gorgeous. Okay, I dyed these. There was a day when I was just bored, and I felt like, oh sure, let's dye some yarn, let's do that, okay. And then I dyed the yarn, and I was like, oh, they didn't turn out nice, but alright, I don't want to do this anymore right now, so I just let them dry. And I kind of felt like they failed. So another day, I don't know, a week later or something, I felt like, oh, I really want to dye today, and I'm gonna make some pretties. And so I took the yarn that was filled, that the ones that filled the last time, and I over dyed them to make them prettier, and they turned out so amazing. And that's these three. So let me show them individually. This is the blue one. It seems very blue in front of the camera, but it's a bit more of a turquoise blue, and it's very saturated. It's so saturated you cannot see it properly. And it has yellowish, goldish speckles. And they are like, ooh, oh, it's so, oh, I wish you could see the proper color because the colors are so pretty in this one. Why can't you see them? It's a lot more. It's, and look at these speckles here. Oh, aren't they pretty? Oh, I love them. Look. Oh, it's such a pretty scheme. It's so pretty. I don't know what to say, but the color is so much richer and more saturated and a bit more turquoise like than you can see here. I wish you could see the actual colors, but I'm sure I'll take some pictures from them, some proper pictures. And then we have this green one. Yet again, this one looked more blue on the screen, but it's very greenish, with also some gold, and there are some purple speckles. And it's such a beauty, especially if I unwind it. Look at this. Look. Just look at it. Oh my god, I'm so in love with my own yarns. Is that allowed? Is it allowed to drool over your own yarns, over the yarn that you dyed? Oh, look. Oh, and it's very saturated. It's so sad that you can't see it properly. Maybe it's just my screen, and maybe you can actually see it, but I don't know. Well, let's put them together again. And then this one. This is one I'm not too confident about because of how it looks on the skin. I know it will be so beautiful when it's knit up, but just the way it looks on the skin doesn't really appeal to me. But that could also be just the colors, because I'm not a big fan of brown and green together. Maybe that's just it. This green with this brown is just not really my colors, but and that's why I'm not really 100% sure about this skein, but I'm sure it will knit up so pretty, but they are not my colors and they don't appeal to me on the skein. But when I open it, oh, yet again, the colors are so much prettier in real life. Look at the diversity of speckles and color and saturation. This color, it's really like gold. Why can't you see it? It's like gold. It's so beautiful. So much prettiness. Oh, all the pretty. Oh, I love it. And then, yeah, I'm gonna show them all because why not? But don't worry, there are only 3 more. But they are still wet, so you cannot really see it very well. Well, I'm gonna show the ball because it looks so cool in the ball. So whatever. They very much smell like wool. They're so pretty, and they would be so pretty together. I can't wait for these to dry. Look. Okay, it looks like a big mess now. Okay, maybe this is not the right time to show you. Maybe I should wait for them to dry. No, I'm too excited. Okay, hold on a second. Yeah, there we have it. Look, it's still pretty wet. I gotta hang them out, but they soaked overnight, so they are still wet. And there are some speckles. Oh, you cannot see it properly, but it's deep red. It's a beautiful scarlet red. It's really lipstick red with orange and magenta. It's so pretty. I'm really in love with this one. Oh, look at this. Oh, no, why can't you see it properly? I hate that you can't see it. Oh, I'm not gonna wind it into skin because it has to dry. And then we have, oh, this is really, it's so beautiful. It's really all my favorite colors. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, I love my own yarn so much. I was going to sell these, I was planning on selling these on my Etsy, and I bought the yarn to dye the yarn to sell them in my Etsy store. But every time I dye yarn, I'm like, oh, no, it's too pretty. I need this for myself. And since I only dye one of a kind colorways, I cannot replicate them. So maybe I should keep them. But maybe I shouldn't. But I have a question for you about that in a few moments. And this is the third skein I dyed yesterday. And look at this. Oh, it's so pretty again. Oh, one more pretty. It's purple and pink and orange. And just look at it and the speckles. Look at it. And the colors, again, they are very saturated and really beautiful. Oh, so beautiful and cold. Cold because they are still wet. Okay, now the question I got for you is this. If I'm going to sell them on my Etsy, how much would I charge? Because I know at Stephen and Penelope and all the big brands, they sell them for like 30 euros and 28 euros a skein, and that's, I just find it way too expensive. I'm never gonna pay that much for a skein of yarn, and I don't want people to pay that much for a skein of my yarn. But how much should I pay? Because if I think about it, these skeins of single spoon yarn, single merino singles fingering weight, they are around 9 to 10 euros to buy per skein. Also, if you buy them by more at a time, well, I cannot buy that much, but they are like 10 euros a skein. So I have to sell them for more than 10 euros, of course, because I put all the time and energy in it. Then there's cost for dye. There's cost for like real energy from the oven and stuff like that. Water, the paints. Then it takes me an hour to dye a skein. And that's because I like to make them really pretty. I dye them. I don't like yarns that pull, only for socks, maybe for hats, but I don't want my yarns to pull. So I really put time and effort in it so that they won't pull. So I dye them, I heat them, let them cool down, dye them again, heat them again, let them cool down. I dye them 3 times before I'm happy with them, before they don't have any white spots anymore, because before they have the right speckles that I want in the right places, the colors in the right places. So they are really a piece of art on itself, and it takes me an hour per skein to dye. Well, I know that I cannot charge my midwifery hourly cost, so that would be like 32 euros an hour. I'm not gonna get that, and I don't want that. But what I do want is a nice price. And if I take in consideration an hour of work and all the supplies and the electricity I use, then I don't know. What should I try? Should I charge like 17 or 18 euros? Then that would give me a, well, 7 to 8 euros profit per skein. But like I think I used 2 or 3 euros on dye and electricity and water, etc. So that would leave around 5 for the work. Or should I charge more, like 20 or 22? Would you still buy it if it costs that much? Because I'm not like a famous brand. I know the famous brands can do it, but I'm not. I'm just one person that just likes to dye every now and then in my kitchen. So please leave your thoughts below. I really like to hear, because I also want to keep it affordable. I'm a really poor girl. I'm also studying. I don't make the midwifery money yet, so I'm not rich. And I find the really expensive yarn just too expensive, the brand yarns. So What, 18 euros? I have bought single skin yarns for 18 euros. Those were the most expensive I've bought. But they were very pretty. So would you buy it if it would look more like this? Not like a bundle. But please let me know. Let me know. I would really love to hear. So, if you're still here and you still have time, then I want to show you the projects I'm working on. Let's put these yarns aside. Sorry about that. My projects. It's too much. It's too much. Hi. Hi. And those are only the projects I'm currently working on. So, I'm gonna work my way top down. Okay? So, on top, we have this project bag. A project bag I once sew on my sewing machine. Isn't it cute? I love it. It's a suede pink and a very goldish gold. And it's so kitsch. Super kitsch. But I love it. Anyway. So, in here is my breathing space sweater. So that's the pink skein I just showed you. Because it's with yellow. And this was a granted wish from last year. This year I didn't join because I don't have any money to spare. So I cannot give anything, so I won't receive anything. That's okay. I can join again next year, hopefully. But this one was gifted to me last year, and I dyed the pink skeins to match it. So this one and the one I just showed you, this one, they are kind of the same. And they match really nice. I really dyed this one to match this one. And I think I've shown you my breathing space last time, but I'm not sure. And this is how far I've gotten. And that's really not that far. And that is because I don't like knitting it. It's a beautiful, beautiful sweater, but the pattern is just not made for me. From the start, it's just, I find it an annoying pattern. I'm sorry. Many people love it, but it's just not for me. With increases on the wrong side or something I don't even remember. And then on the short rows, there was something odd about it too, and everything is just odd about it, and I don't really like it. But I like how the sweater is going. But currently I'm not in a knitting with fingering weight yarn mood, so this is kind of on hold. I knit on it every now and then, a few rows when I'm watching TV, but that's it. But I still absolutely love the look of this sweater and the yarns together. So I'm sure it will make a lovely sweater. So at some point I will finish it. Also because I need these needles for other projects. That aside. So that's one project. I'm gonna go through this kind of quickly because I don't want to hold you up or take too much of your time. So it's almost 30 minutes already. Oh my god, I have to hurry up with those other projects. Oh. So that's one. Let's put it here. It's so nice. Isn't it nice? I love it so much. It's triangular. Oh, and it's soft because it's suede. Very cute. Anyway, next thing up is I'm in love with this pattern. It really takes some concentration, and it is my Friese shawl. You can find it on Ravelry. Friese. shawl by, what's her name again? I've got it here. Let me check my project page. Oh, by Lisa Hannes. She's also on Instagram. And I was just scrolling through Ravelry and I found, no, I was scrolling through Instagram when I came across it. I was like, oh, I need to make that shawl. I need to make it. And I thought it was like a new pattern or something, but the pattern has been out for like since 2014 and I never came across it, and I don't know how it's even possible. But well, and the minute I saw it, I just had to knit it. And I'm knitting it. It's perfect for handspun yarns. I'm knitting it with the white Angora yarn. The same as the other one, but this is the 100 grams one. And my handspun fingering weight yarn from Superfine Merino. I handspun this yarn from, in the colorway, it's from the fiber, it's from Natalie at Wool Wisp. You can find her on Ravelry and Etsy and Instagram as Wool Wisp. And she's lovely, she's cute. Well, I spun this yarn from her fiber in the colorway Bloom. And you can guess why it's called Bloom. It's really flowery. It's beautiful. You should check her out because she dyes in amazing colors and her fibers are so soft. Oh, look, Joop is awake. So, the Friese shawl. And it's so soft. Oh, it's like, oh. And even the backside is cute. Look. And it looks very complicated. I know it looks very complicated, but it's only, it's not that complicated. It's all stranded stitches. And the first few rows, you really need to watch the pattern and to watch the chart and check what you need to do. But it's also a pattern repeat. And it's a repeat over 10 rows. And once you get the hang of those 10 rows, it's not difficult, really. You need to pay attention, of course, because you have to count stitches sometimes. And keep in mind, do I need to keep the yarn in front with this slip stitch or keep the yarn in back with this slip stitch? But it's a really fun knit. It's so much fun, and I wish I had more time to knit on it. But Christmas gift knitting and all my other projects are also taking up some time. So if you come across this pattern, you need to knit it. Yeah. Okay, next up is a sweater I started last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't know. I was in my local yarn store. No, it's not a yarn store. It's like a cheap ass Euro shop where you can buy anything from clothing to cleaning stuff, bleach, toilet stuff, shampoo, but also clothing and baby clothing, underwear, accessories for your house, and yarn. They have yarn. They are in the Netherlands. They are famous for the yarn. The store is called Vibra. I believe you only have it in the Netherlands and Belgium, maybe in Germany, but I'm not even sure about that. And they have lots of very cheap yarn. Ooh, what happened here? And I go, what happened? What? Hold on a second. Look at this. Huh? I need to fix this for a minute because otherwise I cannot show you what I'm working on. What? How did this happen? Hello, Joop. Hey, Joopie. Yeah. Yeah, you better go. Oh, that's nice. So I kind of fixed it. I really don't know what happened. Oh, it messed up my yarn a bit. Anyway, this is the yarn, and it started out as a normal cake. It was like really a cake like this one, and now it's like this. But never mind. It's called Ava Tweed, and it's a gradient yarn, and I think it's 100% acrylic. Oh, it's 95% acrylic, and of course it's tweed, so it has 5% viscose. It's DK weight, it's single spoon, but I really like the colors in this one, and it reminded me kind of Noro yarn. Although Noro doesn't really have the color repeats per skein, but yeah. So I just had to have it. And they are 150 grams per skein. And how many meters? 450. And this is how far I've gotten. I cast it on. I've knitted on it for only 3 days. So I went pretty quickly. And it's really nice. I'm not using any pattern for this. Just making it up as I go. That's the bag. It's just a regular raglan increase. I've just split up for the arms, for the sleeves, and decreased a bit down there. What I'm doing is I'm knitting it in a round, and in the end I want to make it into a cardigan. So I have some stick stitches here. And a lovely reindeer. So yes, I don't know, I just saw the yarn and I thought, well, I need to knit a sweater or something with it. So that's what I'm doing. Very simple, just straightforward knit stitches. But I think the yarn is doing enough on itself to make it interesting. Then, oh, it's kind of cool. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about this one. I need to look up the pattern name. Oh, I know it. It's from, look, let me show it to you first. Oh, it's this one. It's been on the needles for a little while now, but it's close to being finished. I'm not working on it a lot anymore. It's the Te Manawakura shawl by it's by Françoise from Aroa Knits. The Te Manawakura shawl, and it's a beautiful lace pattern. Look, it's going to be a gift for someone, for a very special lady. It's beautiful. Also, this one, it looks so complicated, but it really is not. Once you get the hang of the pattern, it really isn't difficult. It really isn't. I don't know what to say, but it's not that difficult. It is beautiful though. I'm knitting it in DK weight instead of fingering weight because I'm just not in a fingering weight mood, as I said before. Only for the Frieze shawl, because I really needed to knit with that Angora yarn. Sorry, something in my eye. Okay, so and this is gonna be a gift, but it's almost finished. But because I'm knitting it in DK, of course, I'm not using the stitch counts from the pattern, because then my shawl would be this huge. And I just wanted a normal size, but it's going all right. And imagine after blocking, I'm gonna do one more repeat of this star stitch pattern, and then a few rows of garter stitch, so it will grow till this far, I think. And then yeah, I think that will be a nice size. And I'm knitting it. So because I'm knitting in DK, I'm knitting on 5mm needles. These Knit Pro Symphony their paint always goes off. So I believe it's the 5mm needles. I'm not 100% sure. I think so. And then I'm knitting in Jamesy Bread, Twinkle Fashion Decay. Oh, there's a stitch marker. I forgot about that one. Okay, so it's a lovely sparkling gray yarn. It's acrylic, nothing special. There's a lot of acrylic going on here. I don't mind acrylic. It's really warm and soft and washable, so there's lots of good stuff. I know there are people that only want real wool. Well, I like real wool too, but I like acrylics too. It has lots of benefits and it always comes in beautiful colors. It's a lot cheaper. I don't have a big budget, so I like acrylic yarns. I don't mind them. Then I have a sweater that's nearly finished. It was finished at some point and I posted it as finished in my Instagram account, but then I decided I didn't like how the shoulders were shaped. So I ripped it out a bit and reknit it, but I haven't finished the collar rip yet. So, and that's also no pattern, just go with the flow. It's super rainbow. Oh, it doesn't fit in the picture, in the frame. This is it. I knitted it from the bottom up. It looks a bit odd like this. So from the bottom up, and how I made it is I had a swatch, and I like the fabric of the swatch. And I measured the centimeters and number of stitches per centimeter, and I measured the size around my waist, the size that I wanted for the sweater, and then I calculated the number of stitches. That's what I cast it on, and that's how I started the sweater. And then did the same for the sleeves. The yarn, but it was finished. But I didn't really make increases in the back and the shoulders. So the shoulders it was kind of square shaped. And the shoulders were too low. It looked kind of 90s. It really looked like a sweater from the 90s. One that was square with the shoulders low and open and with a straight line. Not really my style. So I ripped it out and did it again, but I ran out of this rainbow yarn. The thing with this rainbow yarn is I've had it for many years. When I was around 15 or 16, I had a great friend, one of my best friends ever, and she also knitted. And sometimes we knitted together, and then she had this amazing yarn that she got from an aunt, or I think it was her aunt, but I am not sure anymore. And but she wasn't really into rainbow stuff, and I was into rainbow stuff, so we swapped it, and I got this one, and she got a skein of yarn from me. And I've always had it around, and I never knew what to do with it. So at some point, I went upstairs through my stash, and I found that yarn, and thought, oh, it has to become a sweater. And then I found this grayish beige neutral, but not too neutral color in my stash, and they were just a perfect match. It was a match made in heaven. But when I made the neckline, I kind of stopped there with the neckline because I ran out of that color, the rainbow yarn, and I didn't want to stop the rainbow striping in the neck. So I went through my stash and I found a skein. Oh, I found this, and it's almost an exact match. It's not an exact match, but it will only be for the top few stripes. Well, I can show you actually. It's I believe it's online Linie 50. Online Lily 50? I'm not 100% sure because this is old. I bought it when it's one of the first yarns I bought myself. One that I not got from my grandmother or something. I think it's one of my first online orders ever. I think I was maybe 14? I don't know. Doesn't matter. I think it's Online Lily 50. Well, when you look at the back here, the top 3 rainbow stripes are this other yarn. And I get the feeling that it's more visible on the screen than it is in real life, because when I look at it here, I hardly see it. I really don't really see a difference, but on the screen you can actually see it better. But I think you only see it when you know it. And yeah, so and I'm finished with this one now, so it's time to go to make the ribbing again. Why didn't I finish it? I was so far. I can finish it. There's just 1, maybe 2 nights of work and then I'm done. I should finish it. Because now it's winter, now I can wear it. I should finish it. Oh, but when? Because Christmas knitting. But it will happen. It will happen. Oh, I have to stash it here because my table is getting a bit full. Then I have this. It's a cute little baby flex sweater. The free one. I'm knitting it on 5mm needles. Sometimes I just need one of those in between projects that's just quick and small, like a baby sweater like this. And it's so cute and it's very soft actually. It's also one of those yarns from the there's really something in my eye the whole time. From the cheap store, another cheap store. We have 2. We have Vibra and we have Zeeman. There's actually a third one, Action, but that one doesn't really count. And the Vibra and Zeeman, they are both in my street and they both have yarns. But they are for all kinds of stuff, like I said before. But this is actually a really nice yarn. This is the full skein, because I only have this left, and it might be enough, but it might just not be enough for the second sleeve. It's this yarn. I'm knitting it on 5mm needles. Oh, 5.5. 5.5. And it's 80% acrylic and 20% wool. But it's like a semi-solid. It's more like a heathered kind of yarn, and it's very soft and it's an absolutely beautiful color. I'm really liking it. I've also bought it in another color. I think I bought it in ochre yellow, dark yellow, I believe. I'm not sure. Did I buy it? Because I was in doubt if I should buy it because I already have so much yarn. Maybe I bought it, maybe I didn't. Anyway, where should I put it? But it's really knitting up really beautiful. I don't know if you really can see the... Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay. There. Next is... Oh, yeah, I almost forgot about this one. Oh, I need to finish this, by the way. It's my shorts from Stephen West. Look, I almost finished the first leg. I really like wearing shorts in the winter over a pair of panties, and I think it looks so classy. I really like it. And this, it's a beautiful fit, and it's a beautiful warm wool. And look at the sparkles. Look at those sparkles. I love sparkles. Oh, I do. And here in the ribbing, it's a light pink. I just thought, why not put a different color there? No one will ever see it, so it's just for fun. And I made this little mock cable around the sides. Oh, and the bottom is really nicely shaped. Look. Yep, it's a fun knit. I should finish it because now it's winter. Now it's time to wear this kind of stuff. And this is also from the sheep store. Sorry, you cannot buy anything if you're not from the Netherlands or Belgium. But hey, I'm sorry, I can. Okay, so it's called Luxury. It's from Zeeman again. And this one is 90% acrylic, 20% wool, 10% alpaca, and 1% metallic. Metallic, yeah. Look. You see it? So, and I'm knitting this one on 4.5. All my needles are in use. Every time I need another size, and I'm looking like crazy and have to be very creative. Oh, and there, oh, my last project, the last project I'm going to show you, because I have more projects, but I cannot show them all, also because there some are gift knitting and some are just not my current projects. It's, it's something, I started it quite a while ago. It's going to be a sweater, again, my own pattern, again. I never write sweater patterns down because I just don't know how. I write down the instructions for my own personal use in my phone, in my notes, but I don't know how to calculate how many stitches for what size, because I don't know how other sizes, what their sizes are, and well, I know I can look it up and do lots of calculations, but in the end I never do it. So I always design sweaters and stuff like that, but I never. I'm knitting this one in one very cheap acrylic yarn, 3-ply in exactly the same. This was a match made in heaven. They have never had this one in store before. I got there to check for yarn for my sweater to match my handspun yarn, and I wanted a gray that would be the same thickness, and I found this, and they had never had it before, and 2 weeks later they didn't have it anymore. So okay, what are the odds, right? So, and this is my handspun yarn. Also, again, this is from Natalie at Wool Wisp. Beautiful, beautiful. It's the colorway Bubble, and this is only half of it. I had 2 braids. She gifted me 2 braids. Really so sweet. She just gave them to me. And then I spun them as 3-ply with 2 plies in exactly the same color change gradient, and the 3rd ply in short switching colorway. How do you say it? And this is only half the yarn. Well, except for what I've spun. The other skein is there, except for what I've knitted. I mean, of course. I'm knitting it a sweater sideways. And it's really interesting. And it really was a crazy experience. Well, it still is because it's not finished. Because I started with an arm and I had to figure out how far up to go and then how to close and make this one, because I really wanted it to be made in one piece, because it had to go, I wanted the gradient to continue from here all the way to there. And then of course my back needs more stitches than my front, because otherwise I cannot do this, and I'm not big on the front, so my back needs more stitches than my front. And I had to figure out how can I knit the front and the back and increase in the back and make a neck opening and still do that all in one piece. So what I did is at the bottom of the shirt, I'm going to steak, I don't know how you guys say it. Steak sounds funnier because it's also food. So I say steak, but maybe it's steak. But you know what I mean with the cutting through the knitting fabric. And then, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So I'm gonna stake the bottom of the sweater. So I'm leaving the neck open and I'm gonna knit from here, up here, and back and front, and back and front, up and down, all the way till I get here, and then I have to close it again, and then I go down that line. So, and this is how far I've gotten. Oh, which was the front again? Oh yeah, this is, no, yeah, this is the, so you're looking at the front, and you can't really see it very well in the video, but this is like a turquoise blue, and it's a lot lighter than it is here, and it's striping up beautifully. Oh, when I hold it like this, you can see the color difference, and it's going to go to, it's dark blue, and then it will be purple, and it will end on that side in pink, in magenta. So they're really nice. Okay guys, so this has been such a long video. I didn't know it was going to take so long. I'm so sorry. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching it anyway. And I hope you made it through the end. If not, that's okay too. So, I'm probably gonna make a podcast next time, but I don't know when next time will be. So for now, I'm wishing you a very nice day. Be very creative. Knit all the stuff, spin all the stuff, dye all the yarn and fiber, and just enjoy it all.